Hello beautiful people. In this video we're going to be setting up a brand new heated wheel nil blender board. I'm super hyped. This is a new board company. This is called the Grasshopper. It's an 838. I picked it up from my local skate shop called The House recently, so that's what we're going to be doing in this video, setting this board up, breaking it in at Pood Skate Park where I'm at right now. First thing is first, let's get this wrap off there. They got a nice sticker on the top that is custom to the heated wheel. This board was $64.99 from my local skate shop. You can buy them online direct. I just like to support this local skate shop because they're the ones that are keeping the scene alive. They're the reason we have skate parks and etc. I always try to go to skate shops when I'm buying skate products personally. One of the reasons I actually ended up getting this board is, well, for the first reason was because it's an 838. That's the exact size I was looking for. But not only that, this graphic is really cool. It's like, I love Nil Blender's artwork, but it's beveled up. So it's not sitting on the board. It's definitely like a little bit of a raised artwork, which I think that means that it is silkscreen. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure this is a silkscreen thing. I was actually talking with Mike, who works at the skate shop or owns the skate shop of The House, and we were talking about how they did it, and we're not really sure, but I think what they do is like one clear layer that's like an adhesive or something like that. That's like, it bevels it up, and then they do the black on top. I think that's how they do this sort of effect where the graphic is sitting a little bit on top of the board. And it's really cool when you move it, you can see that. And I will be putting on rails so I can save the graphic, which will be really nice. And a lot of you have mentioned to actually use liquid nails on your rails and it keeps them from rattling and falling off. But the hard part about that for me is like, I like to use my rails on multiple setups. So whenever I have rails, I try to save them for at least 3 or 4 different boards. So I will be showing you how I take it off of my current board and how I put them on this board. I'm not going to use any glue this time, but that is something that occasionally I do use. I use glue in between the rails and the board just to keep them flush and keep them there. This time I'm going to try just straight screwing, doing one screw at a time. Some of you have mentioned that is a good way to do it. Super hyped to set this board up. It looks really cool, and it does seem like it's almost a heat transfer in a way, though. At least this base color, and then this is almost like, looks like a silk screen over the heat transfer. I'm really not sure how they do the process, but it definitely feels unique. The top graphic right here, it doesn't feel as beveled, but this side on over here, you can feel everything. It's really cool how it's a raised up graphic. I made a video about setting this board up a while back. The same thing as the 8.3, and I adjusted my wheelbase. I've actually had a lot of fun on this board. I love puller boards. I abuse them, and they normally last me like up to 2 months, sometimes even longer. So hopefully this heated wheel board does the same for me. Kind of crazy how like they haven't reinvented the T-tool. Like there's been some different versions of the T-tool. Don't get me wrong, but this, when I say T-tool, this is like the standard unit skate tool that everyone loves and has, but it's kind of crazy that nothing has really changed. There is one that has the reed threader. I forget who makes it, but they have a tool where actually reed threads your bolt, and that's pretty cool. I think that's the one thing that's missing from here. So reed thread your axle, sometimes that happens. I'm gonna take the rails off first, just to show you what it's like. These should come off fairly easy. I did use crazy glue on the last video. But yeah, that's not too bad at all. Coming up pretty good. The hard part is with this, you wanna try to get the screws to come out. You don't want to just lift the whole rail off. The point being is because when you put the rails on your next board, you want to drill them in. So as I'm taking these off, I'm kind of pushing my rail against the wood so that the rails actually stay and the screw comes up. Having one loose screw or one missing screw on a rail just isn't something you want to do. It's just not possible. It's going to make a lot of noises. It's not like hardware where I'll run 3 hardware all the time. All right, that came off pretty easy actually. It wasn't very climatic. But that's the one hard part, is sometimes you get your screws that are stuck in there, like this one. And that's why I don't want to use glue. A few people have mentioned to use glue in the actual screws or liquid nails in the screws, but that's why I don't want to do it, is because then I'd have a hard time getting my rails off. And yeah, I like to transfer them, multi-use them. I don't want to be buying new rails every time I set up a new board. One rail, done. All right, now I'm gonna take my Alert Pip trucks off. Been loving these trucks still. All right, so I totally just realized I have a razor blade with me, so that's all right. We'll get this down and then I'll find a blade before I warm it up. We'll set everything else up and then I'll have to cut it last. So one thing, you can file down your grip tape sometimes when you don't have a blade and you just keep filing it and then you can peel it off. That's one way. I love Jessup, I don't know why. I think it's so much better than Mob. I don't like super grippy grip tape. I like to be able to move my feet around my board. Also like Jessup because I feel like it lays flat so easy. It's like not crispy. to the point where it's like hurting your fingers. We got a basic grip on there. I'm gonna file it down afterwards. Got the H for the house, local skate shop. Right next to the house skate shop too, where I bought this deck, is my friend. He has a shirt company, skateboard shirt company, where essentially he takes t-shirts and like re-sews them. He like repurposes shirts. It's really rad. It's called Pickpocket Manufacturing. A lot of what he does is obviously with pockets, like takes a really rad graphic from a shirt and then he'll turn that into a pocket shirt. So yeah, it's always good to have like local businesses like that are supporting the scene, essentially. There we go. Whoo, it's already looking clean. Yeah, I'm gonna tighten it down with a T-tool versus using the drill. So I don't wanna strip out my hardware. Funny quick backstory is actually I used to skate with Neil quite a bit when I was younger. We'd go to the Claremont skate park. My dad would take me there and Neil would be skating the bowl. During the time that he was filming his 88 footwear Destroy Everything Now video part. And to be honest, when I was young, I didn't know a difference really. Like with a lot of pro skaters, I didn't know who was who, or until like later on I discovered like who they were and what they did and how much of a role they played in skateboarding in the long run. And then I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. But then I was showing up to the bowl and it was always so nice. He would say what's up to me, my dad. It's a very California thing to happen to me. I'm sure like other people in other places are like, you're crazy. I think that was just the right place at the right time. If you go on the Heated Wheel website, Neil actually has his artwork up on the website as well, which I think is really cool. And skateboard companies can do more than just make a board. It's like rad art that I would want on my wall. There's one piece specifically, Wall Jammer, that's on the website that I really want to get. That's what I was talking about. The hardware starts to spin. This might be the last time. I'm risking it. I don't want to get my hardware stuck on here. Grip tape's looking haggard. Don't worry. We're gonna fix this up before we get skating. Don't worry. You're probably looking at me right now like, what is that grip job? But we got our trucks on there. Super hype. Looks good. It's like there's a good amount of space in between the nose and the truck and the tail and the truck. So that's really nice. Let's get these rails on there. I think I have one missing. Oh no. That's why you don't set up boards in the grass. I found it. Ah, we're back in action, baby. Love it. All right, 2 more to go. And then it is cut grip tape, shred time. All right, I'm gonna cut the grip tape, get a skate session on this thing, and talk about how well it skates and why I got this board. People do no file. That's a technique too. You don't have to file it down. It's more just like preference. I kind of file it down because essentially I don't want the grip tape to peel back up.
Probably like 5 minutes, maybe 10 at the most, but every single try I've tried of anything, I've only gotten 1 try because there's so many people. It's a bad idea to go to the skate park in the afternoon and film a video, but I might head over to the bowl. I'm not giving up. I'm still charging through.
Can't deny it's a lonely party. Yeah, even though everyone's invited, I can't deny it's a lonely party.
Definitely didn't get the session yesterday that I really wanted to break in the board, so I'm gonna get one more here at Prince Park before I give you my initial thoughts. Pretty hyped on this board. It's got a really good concave. I will say that the concave on it is really nice. It's got a mellow-ish nose. It's not like a creature nose where it's like super stubby and flat. It's mellow-ish, still some concave in it. Got a really nice steep tail. Tail's pretty steep actually, but yeah, overall the concave on this board is really good. It's feeling crispy. I like the shape too. I mean, it's a little bit of a popsicle shape, obviously the one that I got. I might try a different shape next time, but overall the quality of the wood feels really good. Graphic underneath feels good. Everything about this board feels really good, and I feel good by supporting Neil Blinder, who is such a staple in skateboarding. I don't think skateboarding would be what it is without him, honestly. Like, it'd be much more of a sport, put it that way, without Neil's way to make it just like an artistic form, kind of, essentially. Like, in the middle of his contest run, I mean, everybody has seen the clip before. If you haven't, here it is. Spray painting in the middle of his run some art, just to go show like it's about like self-expression. It doesn't have to be about tricks or judging tricks off some sort of 1 to 10 scale. Like, it's all so subjective. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy this quick little video on this board company, Neil's Board Company. Go check out the Heated Wheel, super rad. Their website is linked down below. Smash that like button if you enjoyed this session, this video. See y'all in the next one. Mash.
Street style, you got 15 seconds, Neil. Yeah! Street styling. That's gonna ride out time for Neil Blinder. That last little bit of getting a hand from the crowd, getting a hand from the skaters. Brightening our lives just a little bit. Bringing a bit of sunshine into this gloomy day.